You said
nervous.
you're nervous.
I
Why?
am because like you're not like a small deal, and you're
Oh
somebody
Lord.
to admire.
Oh Lord.
So I'm a little nervous, just a little bit. So
Hmm.
I'm
Well, if we, I'm gonna try to join you on the camera so you can see my facial expression. Now, this is my y'all don't laugh at me. This is my first live on TikTok.
if it says that it might tell you that you don't have enough followers. If it does, then that's you probably won't be able to show your
It
face.
says live access needed to go live on video as a guest. You can go live
Okay, go
on
ahead.
audio.
Press the camera symbol on in your box.
Yeah, I'm doing that, and it still won't.
Um, yeah, that's TikTok for you.
Oh, TikTok.
You gotta be on
Ooh,
here constantly for it to like. You gotta get your followers up to like 500, 600 people.
don't be putting like that. I'm gonna get there one day.
All right. So how it goes with me, how my interviews go, it's like a conversation. I ask questions. They're not intrusive. They're pretty much, just questions about everything that you do and giving us a little background. And we just chill. I cuss. I try to maintain, but sometimes, oh, she got a call. Did she get?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I cuss, but it's not out of disrespect. It's just that's just my personality. It was the Marine in me. It just.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I be cussing too, so we'll see who gonna cuss the most.
Oh, okay. Okay. So on that note, can you introduce yourself, what you do, and anything you would like us to know before the interview starts?
Well, absolutely. My name is Tamika Jamison, formerly known Tamika Newhouse, and I am a creativepreneur. I actually dubbed the title creative as early as 2011 when I felt that the industry need to look at us as artists and they wasn't putting on writers' names. So I began to pioneer a whole space to create conversation experiences around books and film, around Black folks. And this is my 17th year being consistent in this space of celebrating us, amplifying us. And I write a few books too. I got a little something, something under my belt. So
Uh-oh.
that's a little bit about me. But if you want to learn more, go to tamikanewhouse.com or tracesamika.com.
And that's what she said. And that's what she said. So tell me this: what inspired you to create the Black Writers Weekend, and also is the AAMBC Literary Awards a part of that?
Yes, the AAMBC Literary Awards, it is a part of Black Writers Weekend. It's actually, I actually started the award show before I started Black Writers Weekend, and it was called the AAMBC Weekend. Now it stands for African Americans on the Move Book Club. The
Mm.
reason why I named it On the Move, because I wanted this to be a movement. I needed this to be a movement. It's way too many Black folks that write books, put out films, and we weren't being celebrated and recognized like we should be. And this is back in 2008 when I began to do this. And I wanted us to be on the cover of magazines. I wanted to be turned. I wanted way more of us in the bookstores. And so I just did my part. I created conversations and events around a lot of the artists that you read today, a lot of their books. Some of them were
Yeah.
new, just now coming out. Some of them were still just doing the traditional book signings, read and book and sign a book and take pictures. Like there was no fun with it. Like we wasn't drinking and turning up and having these activations and brand partnerships. None of that was really going on. And I wanted us to be treated like the rock stars because that's without the writers,
Mhm.
there'd be no music, there'd be no movies. We won't have TV shows. And then often, I don't know if this qualified, but you got to make music notes. Like sometimes the music notes have to be there for the person then to play the song. It all starts with the written word.
Mm.
And so that's the reason why I started this movement.
So how do these platforms support and uplift Black writers and creators?
Well, for one, it's easy now to just go on Google and seek out information like how do I self-publish a book? How do I put out a film and upload to Tubi? Like you can
Mm-hmm.
see that being done 10 times over now. But what
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand is that when you do put out a project, you are an artist. And if you're not creating conversations around you and your art, if you're not putting yourself in the right spaces for people to mention your name in rooms that you may have not yet been in, it's hard for you to grow past, oh, I put out a book. Oh, I put out a movie and it's not making, one, may not be making any money. Two,
Mm-hmm.
people may not know about it. And that is the best way to be successful is through organic conversation where people are actually talking about your book, talking about your film. But how do they do that if there's 500 books being uploaded into Kindle every week and
Mm-hmm.
there's 100 TV movies coming out being uploaded from a lot of independent writers like you? How do you stand out? And
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, that is what I do because there's so many people that create experiences and events and say, come here, come get empowered. Really? Are you getting empowered over there? Are you getting the information that you need there? Like, what we really doing? Besides y'all charging folks to come and y'all getting a quick lick. That's not how
Mm-hmm.
I operate. I operate with intention. And I want
Yeah.
people in the room that's going to actually make it impactful, make it make sense. So I want you to walk in the room with literary agents and producers and people that may have some fun and that can give you some money on your project, or where you meet other fellow writers and you can collaborate because you guys have a common goal. Like, what is the purpose of getting on the flight, spending some money, spending on a plane and on lodging if you're just trying to go to these different events to sell a book? You're not a salesman.
Yeah.
We're not going door to door selling pies. This is not what we're doing. You're not trying to get it $10, $15. You're trying to see. You're trying to get some fan base. You're trying to build connections. You need resources. That's
Mm-hmm.
what Black Writers Week. It's the
Well,
resource center. That's what I call it, the resource center.
the resource center. I like that. I like that. So, what role? What role do you think the events for like Black Writers Weekend play in challenging like stereotypes and amplifying underrepresented voices?
Well, the stereotype is this is why you had the banned books going on because them folks has always found a way to oppress or delay. When they see
Mm-hmm.
us doing too good, figure out a way.
Uh oh. You there? We're having a little technical issues right now. Tamika, you there? Uh oh. She shall return. We will continue with this conversation. I hope y'all was enjoying it. I was enjoying that conversation. I don't know what happened. TikTok be playing. We couldn't hear you, but we couldn't hear you. It was like it just went.
Oh man, that sucks. I felt like I was sleeping real good.
You want me to ask the question again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question is what role do you think events like the Black Writers Weekend what did I say? Oh, what role do you think the Black Writers Weekend play in challenging stereotypes and amplifying unrepresented voices?
Oh yeah, that's right. I was talking about the banned books.
Mm-hmm.
So what we really represent is a place where now there's always going to be, I guess when it comes to society, they're always going to find an agenda and a way to. So
Mm.
my thing is, if you want to be successful, if you want to grow, it's always easier for us to do that together. And it's always easier or the smart way to do it with people that understand your experience and your journey. So
Mm-hmm.
going to a space where it's more of us, where
Mm-hmm.
we understand our needs, we're on the same level of success, we can link,
Yeah.
we can grow together. And ultimately, I feel like this is how Black Writers Weekend stands out from the rest because it is very intentional, not just with the people that speak, but we encourage y'all when y'all come into the room. We force y'all to network. We force y'all to talk to each other. Like we'll do these micro, small readings sometimes with our marketplace, and we will force uh, authors who technically sometimes do not speak or they're
Mm-hmm.
shy. We'll force them to talk. Get up there and talk about your book. Who are you? What is your story about? Why should we invest in you? Where are you from? You never know. Someone may hear you and they not connect and they want to see how can we grow and what can we do together. Black Writers Weekend really does identify with a community, and I've always been rooted in community work.
So one of the questions that I just saw was, how does a writer get invited into this space?
Now that is a good question because when I first put out my book at 21, I wasn't waiting for no invitation. I was showing up. And I would show up in the room, I would shake hands, I would make sure that people knew me because I was new, you know. So, if for me to begin to start getting invitations for people to know my name, I had to put myself in this space, say, hey, I'm Tamika. I got this going on, I got that going on. And I would show up and support them so they can turn around and support me. It's almost like a give and take. And you want to be that type of person, that type of creative that's showing up and supporting other people and not only just always wanting people to support you. You have to be what it is that you want people to be for yourself. So showing up, um, going to their website, supporting, pouring into the community that's trying to create these spaces for you guys, and then tell your family and friends, and y'all come along as well. And yes, there are a lot of events. And Black Rise Weekend is not that type of event where we say, well, you don't have certain status, you ain't got a certain amount of books, so you can't come.
Mm.
You will literally be in a room. Last year, the creator Brown and Brother Hair Show was one of the Patreons of the market. And Arthur didn't know, and he wanted to see how they were going to interact with him. We talking about a man that owns $1 million industry.
Mm-hmm.
You never
Mm-hmm.
know who's going to be in the room where you can who you can talk to, and they can elevate you and create opportunities for you. So no, we're not like that. Everybody and mama can come. Now there are certain events and certain tiers that you will have to invest in, like get you like an all day pass or all weekend pass, so you can have access to a multitude of things. But ultimately, it is up to you to just step into the room and get there.
So, what what legacy do you hope to leave through your work? Like with Black Writers Weekend and NBC, what? Yeah, literary awards.
It's a tongue twister, yeah.
It is. I about said every syllable but the right syllables. But so, what type of legacy would you like to leave in this space?
I already left it. You know what's beautiful my journey is there's well over a dozen I think of, and there's plenty more that I can't at the moment, where
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have no one else start. No one else was putting them on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't even had a book come out yet. But I saw them sit on my stage for the first time. I saw them engage. I said, you know what, I like you. What you got something to talk about? Let's talk about it. A lot of people went on to be NAACP Image Award winners, New York Times
Mm.
bestsellers. They have movies streaming right now on Tubi. They have first look deals with BET. I'm
Mm.
working with them to stream their projects on this new streaming platform and this network. And I'm seeing seeing it work. And
Yeah.
for me, and is you know how when you treat somebody right, I know you heard the pay it forward. Like if you pay for somebody's meal behind you, the goal is for them to repeat and do the same thing. That literally is the blueprint to my work. The more I
Mm.
pour into you, the more I pour into this person, you're gonna turn around, you're gonna do the same thing. At least I hope that you do.
Yeah.
Because how do we sit here and say that we want success? We all want us to win, and we tired of being at the bottom, and we all just trying to eat, come to the table, get some food. You ain't even
Right.
bringing no food. You leaving with leftovers. You being greedy.
Facts.
You're supposed to be
Facts.
helping each other. So
Facts.
I'm already living my legacy, and I see them doing the damn thing. I'm like, that's what's up. Now come back and tell them where you got started. Tell them you was
That
over here first.
that part. That
But
part.
no, I'm living it, and I've actually lived every personal dream I wanted to
Mm.
actually accomplish, and I just set new goals. So I'm about to be 40 soon. I'll be 40 in 1 year, and I got a whole new set of goals I'm about to set because I'm already matched myself. So now I got to just up myself on and do it again.
So, how do you measure the success and impact of like these initiatives? Because you have more than just the awards and the Black Writers Weekend. You have Film Fest. You have Creative Con. Yeah, I was doing my homework. You have a lot of initiatives. So, how do you measure the success and impact of the initiatives on on the literary community?
um, One, it is the fact that corporations continue to give me sponsorship dollars. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Where the money resides is where I want to
What a
reside
minute,
too. So thank the Lord. So that has also been a blessing as well. And
Yeah.
then every year, new writers are still discovering it and they're coming
Mm,
out. And so that in itself keeps me moving forward because if I stop next year, dang, then that person ain't gonna discover it. And then they're not gonna come here. They're not gonna meet that editor. They're not gonna meet that agent. They're not gonna
mm,
meet that distributor for their film. So it's
mm,
like every year there's more reasons as to why I should keep going. And I just love blessing folks. I love seeing people be blessed and grow from it.
mm.
Even if they want to forget where they got the blessing from. That's not the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, yeah,
My purpose is literally to do this work and at the same time find opportunities not just for myself but where my kind of trickle down
yeah.
and they help other folks.
So how do you ensure that the diverse voices? Well, I'm gonna stop saying diverse. How do you ensure Black voices and stories are represented in your event and awards fairly?
Oh, good question. So last year because it's 25, last year TikTok told me a new one. They were about one of these folks that got nominated for the AAMBC Literary Awards, which is
Yes,
interesting
I.
because
Mhm.
yeah, that was that kind of. I was like, excuse me,
But
that's rude.
okay, I think it's
Well,
more like
now
a.
granted, but hold on, it'd be public nomination. That's my point. It's public.
Mm,
Like people are sending in names, and I like to allow your voice to be heard. And everybody got a story, and I'm pretty sure everybody got skeletons. Yours is not on the internet. So
mm,
when it came to things like that, where people didn't quite like some of the nominations, tell somebody about the award show then to make sure that y'all submit your nominations next time because I want to keep it to the point where we listening to y'all and you guys are sending in, your nominations. And so I like to get the feedback from the people. And when it comes to those that speak on my stage, most of them gonna look like me. They're gonna be black. They're
mm.
gonna be blackety black. And then they're gonna some of them gonna be our allies as well. So this is how I ensure that Black Rights Weekend it stays blended enough to where it still represents us. It's still very much our voices, but I do have an open space for our allies so that we can have shared conversations. We can't just be talking to each other. We know about each other's experiences. We know what the struggle is and what the goals are and the aspirations. We know that because we come from each other. So we want to make sure that we open up that space for conversation with people that may not quite understand our experiences and ensure that we all can grow, and we can also lean on some of their resources.
I honestly think because I want to go back touch on that situation. I honestly think
Okay.
that the reason it was such a uh hatred, because that's all I can call it, hatred for this individual, was because she is constantly a detriment to the Black community and the things that she stands for, especially the authors that she supports, who in turn have used Breonna Taylor as scapegoats to promote their books as a white author, or they have used saying that Black authors that are independent authors they will never read them, or Black authors unless they're popular she'll never read them because she doesn't care. She only likes white authors. And I think that's where the toes were stepped on. And even though it was a public thing, a majority of black people don't follow her on here when it comes to uh black influencers. So it was her downing the black community but wanting to be awarded for being a black woman. That's what it
Right.
was.
I listened. I listened to the feedback, what everybody was saying, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna agree with y'all because again, this is you guys' voice. This is not a Tamika Newhouse show. This is not an internal team show. Like I literally listened to what everyone was saying. I don't really know the backstory, but I was listening to the majority of the feedback from what everybody was saying. And from what I saw and what I heard, I didn't like. I didn't agree with it, and I continued to listen to everyone's feedback, and so we did adjust. And so with that, I was encouraging people, hey, send in the people that y'all feel are worthy of it.
Yeah.
But when things happen that Black folks don't like, we got to do better with how we love to have conflict, talk about each other, and create chaos amongst each other. First of all, I don't play them games, and I don't sit on the internet and go back and forth with my thumbs. I just come from a different background. Like way I was allowed for the anything like that, and I really feel that you can't explain yourself to strangers. They don't know you, and so whatever you say, it's gonna be a back and forth. Take my feelings out of.
No. You back?
It's everybody else. It's not just for me. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I truly get it. I mean, in my 46 years on being on this earth, I'm educated, but I'm a thug, and I roll up on a bitch quick. So the internet don't stop no show when it come to me. You know what I'm saying? You open your mouth, you liable to get punched in it with fucking around with me, and that's real. And maybe that's the Chicago in me. I don't fucking know. But
That's
you know,
real.
but I honestly, I think with that situation, yes, it didn't have to be a dog pile of chaos that was on the internet, but a lot of times people cannot speak their minds except on the internet, and we have to be mindful that
Yeah.
a lot of people, do a lot of chaotic things. They don't know how to do things in a business setting. But
Yeah.
for activism to happen, a lot of times you got to be loud. Because I think those people saw her following, and with her following, there is a lot of white racists that follow her. So the voices had to be louder than them. How they came at it may have been wrong, but I think they just did that so they can be louder than the people. But I don't like dog power. I that's another thing I don't like, but I do like to be effective in my protests. You see what I'm
Well, you
saying?
know, that also aligns with that kind of shows what I would have to deal with often internally.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are putting together these type of events, often a lot of people forget that you don't have to do this. This is community work. This is more so like I'm volunteering my time, my space, my energy, my resources, and I'm trying to do something that benefits other people. And so when
Mm-hmm.
you begin to have negative experiences or people have a sense of entitlement, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
want to be sitting on this part of the stage.
Yeah.
I want to be on this red carpet. You got to put
Yeah.
me here. And I'm like, excuse me. Like you just said, like, if we in the streets, you get a whole different type of Tamika. But in this type of role, something, I got to bite my tongue. Sometimes I got to let people just talk. You
Mm-hmm.
can't, and because you have to stay connected to the vision, and ultimately you will be attached to that brand.
Mm-hmm.
And if that brand is successful, everybody and mama that's connected to the brand want to say how they help contribute. But if that brand is not successful, if it's getting dragged,
Mm-hmm.
if it's got some negative stuff behind it, all of a sudden, that's just your baby. That's
Yeah.
just your brand. That's you. Don't nobody want to fall with you, but everybody want to climb with you. It
That's
takes
true.
yeah, it takes tough skin to really be in this role, to be in this position for anybody that does community work and put these events together. Like I want you guys to understand, authors, filmmakers, anyone that's listening, bookstagrammers, Like, be appreciative to people that are in these roles, creating these art shows, creating these music festivals, creating these writers conferences, these film festivals. Be sensitive to the process and show up and support them so they can still be here. So these events can still.
But it's always something that happens, and not every person is perfect, like you said. And a lot of times we just get caught up in a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I want to get off, and I want to get off her because I absolutely 100% hate her guts. So therefore, I'm gonna get off of that, and let's get to the important topics. So
Okay.
how do you I look, I'm a very straightforward person. I love my people, but sometimes that's why Harriet Tubman left a lot of people behind. Um, so can you
Mm.
share a moment? Huh?
Oh no, I was
Thank you.
agreeing with you.
Someone said thank you for creating the lit crawl.
You welcome, Mo.
Can you share a moment or a milestone that stands out as a highlight of your journey so far?
Ooh, okay. So talked about how I've seen, and let me know if I start cutting out too, because then I lost.
Okay.
Now talk about how, right, benefit, right, and how they have been successful and build relationships and connections. Honestly, backwards we what you make out of it. If you come to a festival and be aggressive and you talk and you network, you gonna have your very successful, great time. If you sit behind your
Mm,
table, if you just sit in the room, that's what you're gonna get out of it. Nothing. So, but
mm,
my personal moment where I feel like, wow, I'm really doing something. I knew I was going to be a published author when I was 12 years old. I told my mother I was going to grow up and be this famous authoress. And the reason why I said that is because Tarek McMillan did it. And I was
mm,
12 when I discovered that she wrote a book called How Stella Got Her Groove Back, and it became a film. And I
mm,
told my mom, I'm going to do that too. And here I
mm-hmm.
am at 35, 34, one of them. And Ted McMillan is standing right in front of me, and she's receiving flowers from me at the AAMBC Literary Awards.
Oh,
I got to
oh,
that was a moment.
Terry McMillan.
Yes. Yep. Tara McMillan.
I'm likely to pass the fuck out. What? Jesus.
And Tara McMillan,
Wow.
she is down to earth. She spoke and she spoke to everybody. She gave everybody an interview. I know I've heard little stories here and there where she wasn't as approachable, but not with us. She talked with everyone. And that year too in that venue, we ain't had no air. It was hot. The building's air conditioning went out. She did not mind. I was so, and
Mm,
I was like, no, I get to honor my idol. We ain't got no air conditioning in here, but she did not mind. And that was one of
mm.
the moments where I feel like I'm really doing something. Like, this is for me. This is for little Mika.
Oh, I love that. So, what is the biggest challenges you faced in organizing these events, and how have you overcome them mentally,
People,
emotionally, and spiritually?
okay, people was is the biggest challenge.
Mm,
It's funny because I do this for the people, but people are mean.
they are.
People can be bullies,
They
and people
can.
can have the audacity.
A lot of it. A whole lot of it.
Yeah, so I have experienced some ugly stuff when it comes to planning Black Lives Weekend because people could just be so rude and so mean, unsupportive unless they get to walk on the stage. And I had to bite my tongue a little bit and be like, it is bigger than them. It's bigger than them. Like, don't respond. Like, I've had people try to get me to come out of my character and cuss me out in front of, like, in public in front of everybody. They was testing me. I ain't
Wow.
filed for it. But it's like I have been really testing in those ugliest ways. I could tell y'all some horror stories with Black Lives Weekend. And y'all may be like, well, why she keep coming back and doing this? It's like I focus on the good things. It has
Yes.
a lot of good elements to it than the bad stuff. And that's literally how I push through. through the crying, through the. I've even stood on the stage at the festival saying, "Y'all, this is it. This is my last year. I'm not doing this no more." But I come back, yeah, yeah. Bye, y'all. I'm gone.
Bye, y'all. She said,
Checking
"Fuck
them.
this."
They be mean. And I be like, like I be wanting to face them folks. Like this what we not about to I'm still Tamika Newhouse from Texas. Don't get it twisted. I would get down with the get down. I used to walk through on the sidewalk with no shoes on. It don't get no more hood than that. For me.
Girl, me and my business partner have an event, and I promise you, I understand. I understand. We have a book event, and I sometimes I just be like, Jesus, take the
And
wheel.
this not a quick lick either. Like folks feel like we doing it so we can lace our pockets. With what?
What money? What money?
With what?
I need people to understand what the money don't reside sometimes.
Not from a festival. It's so many. The bigger the festival, the bigger the cost. You got $1 million festivals now, and yes, they gonna come in with ticket sales in the millions, but it goes towards so much production, crew, food, insurances, setup, breakdown. Like it's a lot. Travel for people. People you gotta pay people just to come to your stuff. Like it's a lot to it. So I probably shouldn't be talking like this, but Tamika, when I do my interviews, y'all, it's Tamika come out. It's a
I
conversation.
want you
So
to be honest because this is Black Girl Tired Book Talk. Either I am drinking, they lucky I can't smoke my herb on here because I would, and I am just chilling, laid back. I just like having conversations, and an interview with me is that's all it is. It's a conversation. I have
okay,
questions
I'm
in
gonna
my
say you
head,
made me do it.
huh?
I said if I get in trouble, I'm gonna say you made me do it.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take it. Shit, these shoulders big. I can carry it.
Not the shoulders.
Hey, I'm just saying. So, how does the AAMBC Literary Awards celebrate and elevate Black voices in literature?
Well, you know what's really fun about putting together the awards
Mm-hmm.
is it's not like a graduation ceremony. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a real production. It's a real award show. You got live performances. It's on a big stage, lights, camera, and action. We got a live band on the stage. It's celebrity presenters,
Yeah.
actors, directors, and the reason why I do that and I fuse it with celebrities is because the celebrities have influence. They got the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted writers to be celebrated like rock stars, and if they weren't gonna put us on the red carpet at the Oscars and even at the Image Awards, because the ceremony for the writers don't even be doing the actual big production. It's a
Mm-hmm.
luncheon early in the day. So I'm like, come on now, y'all gotta put us on the red carpet. So I created an event of that status in the same studio that BET does their own awards because I wanted writers to have that experience. I want y'all to get dressed up in your Sunday's best. Put on your gown, put on your tux, your dress shoes, and I want y'all to come out, be fly, and walk this red carpet and celebrate our own. And so I actually honor literary legends as well as we have those public nominations where people can send in their nominees for in their independent writers, traditionally published, editors, independent publishers as well, podcasters, audio stories. Like it's a lot of different genres of categories that we try to pay our respects to.
Yeah. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you face in launching and growing the workshop? Because this seems like a lot.
It is a lot, and it's money. It costs a lot of money to put together that award show. So that was the big, that was the biggest journey, right?
Yeah.
It's a really, really big budget, y'all. I mean, a big budget. We're talking about thousands. It takes a lot to put on a production like that because the quality of people that you're bringing in, they expect a certain type of environment, and I refuse to have like a graduation type of approach. We're not just about to be sitting in theater style clapping hands and y'all cue the iPod music. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Music. I said iPod. I'm showing my age. So we're not doing that.
Lord.
I
So,
really want it to be like an entertainment show. So the challenge is always budgeting and then Putting it together is a lot of hard work. It's a big production itself. So it's takes several months to put together a show like that, and it just takes a lot of patience,
Hmm.
organization, and resilience to make an award show like that work.
Can you give me a time where you realized that the award show was really making a significant impact in the literary community?
Mm. I would say it had to be in 2018. That was a year when I honored Terry Woods, Mary Monroe, Mary B. Morrison, Zane, and Wahida Clark. I had like a star lineup. And
Mm.
all of them came out dressed to the nines. I mean, beautiful. And it was just vibrant group of black folks, and not just in books, but in film. And we were all out or walking a red carpet for black stories. It was
Mm.
that year when I was looking at us, I'm like, dang man, I really did that. Because often when you the organizer, you don't really get to enjoy what you're organizing. You walking around, you working and stuff, and you backstage, you calling the next performance to go live, like you're show running. And so that year, I actually got to see the fruits of my labor, and from it was only up from there. The next year I did Nikki Giovanni.
Mm.
That was amazing. To hear stories about her, Maya Angelou, like stuff that you don't really get to hear in press, and like just having those personal moments with her, honoring Air Drum Dickey before he passed,
Mm.
and just being able to people that influence me, being able to give them their flowers, like that has been the most fulfilling part of the award show.
So, how do you handle the responsibility of being one of the leaders in recognizing Black talent in literature?
How do I feel?
How do you handle that
How do
responsibility?
I handle the responsibility?
Hmm.
I don't even think about it as a responsibility. I don't. I'm not. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing stuff. I don't be thinking about the reaction. I don't think about people's what's the word I'm looking for, with approval, or they
Yeah.
feedback. Like I just want people to appreciate the spaces that AAMBC represents. This is why you don't see Tamika Newhouse presents nothing, because
Mm.
it's not a Tamika Newhouse show. I literally try to recognize and thank my team that helps me make this work, because it's not a one man show. Like it
Hmm.
literally be over 20 of us making sure that Black Writers Weekend comes together every year. The award show comes together every year. And without a reliable team, I would have quit, because it's impossible. It would drain you in its entirety.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think I handle it pretty well, because I don't really think about it. I just do the work.
So, in what ways does the award show challenge like the mainstream narratives about Black award shows and literature and culture?
It definitely shows that Black folks don't read, and that's a lie. Because we be
Mm-hmm.
buying books in the millions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was watching TV the other day, and TikTok was doing a commercial talking about y'all brought books back, and I ain't never heard them talk about, or commercial, or TV mention books and authors in a commercial. I'm like, it's my work and the space I've been in has been able to influence spaces that I haven't even walked in.
Mm.
That in itself is like, this has been a beautiful, fulfilling, beautiful nightmare, I would say.
Mm.
Because sometimes you live through a nightmare, and there may be beautiful parts to it.
Mm.
Maybe a struggle to get to the beautiful side of it, but you got there. And so I think that it challenges mainstream media to understand that we are here to stay. We creating spaces. More bookstores are opening up more than ever before. There's more Black writers in print more than ever before. This is why you'll see our government trying to ban some of those literature, some of those books. They need more control. So you can see the influence there. Whenever they start switching us up and getting scared, or moving the scale, because now we done matched it, you already know that we making some waves. And so we just have to
Right.
continue to maintain our spaces, and grow in those spaces, and we'll be all right. We can play the system too, y'all. We can play the system just like them. And they can move
Exactly.
the needle, that don't matter. We can move right along with that needle.
So, could you, the Black readers, I mean readers, the Black Writers Weekend, could you tell me about Film Fest and Creative Con? and just the breakdown of it, just a short synopsis of all the initiatives that you have during the weekend.
Well, Creative Con and the Film Fest kind of represents like a pop up university. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine going to school and you're learning things, you're gaining resources, you're getting the actual blueprint of certain things that you want to do and accomplish. That's what
Mm-hmm.
Creative Con is. We have a number of different workshops and clinics that give writers the resources and the information they need for their projects, even podcasting. And then when it comes to the film fest, we screen films. Like we give opportunities for artists to have their short films or their trailers screened during the festival. Then we have conversations with them after the fact. We
Mm-hmm.
also include digital marketing for their projects so that we can capture the attention of their projects for people that may not be there. So we post
Mm-hmm.
online. We have a part of a virtual show as well. But and then with the and a part of that is our pitch fest. So every year during Creative Con, in the film fest, where we have a pitch fest, and day one is dedicated to books. So you have publishers and literary agents that are listening to book proposals in real time. And if they like it, they're gonna offer you a deal. We gave away 3 book deals just like this last year at the festival. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the second day, well, I probably got it mixed up. I think the first day is to film. It's one of them. But the second day is to pitch your scripts to producers. And so we've had people that are producers, directors, they're show developers. They work for streaming platforms and they're listening to these concepts in real time. And if they like it, they will offer you a development deal or they will purchase your scripts.
Mm. So, can you what are your goals? Like, you got so much on your plate. What are your goals for the award show for the Black Readers Weekend in the next 5 to 10 years? What are your goals?
Well, it's going to be on a major network. And then Black Rise Weekend will be the hub that where artists they know when they come out with a book or if they want to come out with a book, they need to head on down to Atlanta and go to Black Rise Weekend. That's why I'm gonna meet an agent. That's why I'm gonna meet a publisher. And if I don't meet a publisher and an agent, I'm going to be able to polish my manuscripts. I'm going to understand what a log line is. I'm going to understand how to put together a book proposal. I'm going to get the information that I need there. I'm going to meet a bookstore owner. So when my book come out, I can hit them up and do a book signing. Like there's so many different opportunities and things that people can gain for coming to Black Rise Weekend. But again, if you just come down there and you stand in the room and you don't talk to nobody, you're gonna get exactly what you put out, which is nothing. But if you go down there and you jump in all the pictures, you going to all the social events, you shaking hands, you talking to folks, you showing up for people's sessions, I trust and believe you're gonna leave with something more than something.
So, how do you balance celebrating established authors and traditionally published authors and hybrid authors? How do you balance celebrating those type of authors with discovering emerging authors?
I purposely blend the lineup. So
Mm,
you'll see, for example, A3C super successful conference in
mm,
Atlanta, and it grew so big that all of a sudden all you saw was A-list people on a lineup.
mm.
Ask me where that festival is today.
Where is it?
It ain't nowhere.
Oh, dang.
I don't know why. I'm just saying. I saw the beginnings. I used to go to A3 when they first started. I even used to curate conversations for A3C. But
Mm,
I want to ensure that as Black Rise Weekend grows, there is a blend. You got
mm,
the independent artist and you got the artist that is mainstream. You got the artist that has a whole bunch of books out and has a publisher, and then you
mm,
have the artist that their books just became a film, or now they're acquiring scripts and projects. Like you have the independent filmmaker, you have the one that's the distributor. They want to buy your film so they can distribute. Like it's a blend of a lot of different people that are at Black Writers Weekend. And so
mm,
I want to make sure that I keep it there because I don't ever want people to feel like you got to have 100,000 followers on Instagram or you got to be an influencer on TikTok for somebody to pay attention to you. I see a
mm,
lot of people with book deals and they got 500 followers on Instagram. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Are you talented? Are they
mm.
gonna like the story? I promise you, it starts there, and then they're gonna look at you. They're gonna look at your brand and see if you're marketable, and that always helps. But it starts with the project first, and if the project is trash, it don't matter if you got 100,000 followers.
Facts. That's true. That is true. So, what does a win look like for you personally when it comes to the award show?
Personally, ooh, a win.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. Every year, somebody that wins an award comes up on stage and they cry. They, cause they happy. I know that sounds crazy, right? Cause they happy and stuff. So, and I be looking at them all happy and they crying, they emotional, and it means a lot to them. Like, dude, like I want you to really process that. Like, process that in your personal life. If you did something so nice for somebody, that they were so overwhelmed and they were so grateful that they became emotional behind it, and all you did was just do something like you don't get nothing from it.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly is like that be the best feeling ever. And it just be just any author that's appreciative and they're excited and they showed up and they look nice. They in their gowns, they in their tuxes. And I'm that look, that literally makes me I be sitting in the bed like a proud mama.
I bet.
I'm like, look what I did.
Are there any new like categories, initiatives, or partnerships you're excited about that you plan to introduce into future ceremonies?
Oh yeah, we want to talk about AI.
Oh.
Artificial intelligence is making its ways. It will be making its ways heavily in the book world, and we
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about how you can continue to make money with it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't let it make you lazy either. But find a way to incorporate it in the things that you do, and it starts with understanding, and also the root of scaling a creative career. You'll have artists that put out these projects and they are so disconnected with the business side of things, and it's hard to be successful and profit from your art when you don't understand how to profit. So we have those conversations as well too. Yes, it's the weekend of creativity, and I want you to know about my book, but we're gonna implement some things that give you longevity. You don't
Yeah.
walk away with some knowledge like this. That to me is what makes sense. That's worth getting on the plane. Not getting on the plane so you can sell 10 books. You want to get on the plane so you can network, so you can
Yeah.
build relationships and connections, because that is priceless. And those connections, you can make money from those connections many years to come.
So, what advice would you give to writers that who aspire to be recognized by the awards?
Well, for the awards, during the nomination process, tell your people to nominate you. Post it on social media, talk about it, have conversations about it. And also, if you are in the Atlanta area, show up to some of our events. Where we have markets and book signing opportunities and stuff all the time with our organization AAMBC. And so you
Mm.
go to aambc.org, follow and see what we got going on and be in the room. But for the awards in itself, show up and tell people to nominate you. That's literally the best way to get our attention. The more we keep seeing his name, we gonna be like, well, who is that? Let me go and pay attention to them. I have to have eyes on social media because I'm so busy doing all these episodes. I don't know what's going on. That's why everybody was mad at me last year because I didn't know who this lady was. So I learned my lesson, y'all. Y'all ain't about to be yelling at me this year. That's what we not about to do.
Oh shit! He said, "Y'all better quit playing with her gangster."
Yeah. I do not want Mika to come out because then y'all were gonna be like, ban Black Writers Weekend. Like, dang, what did Black Writers Weekend do? Ban me. Not the festival, ban me.
So, what if you could describe the mission of the award show and Black Writers Weekend in two sentences, what would it be?
Describe it.
Describe it.
The place where you can amplify your creativity, your business sense,
Mhm.
and your network. Be there. That's
And
it.
you heard it. You heard what she said. So, what advice do you give aspiring writers and creators looking to make a mark in the industry?
Oh, to make a mark in the industry, it really is about who you know.
Mm.
So you want to make sure that your network is super rich, not rich in dollar signs, but a vibrant of people, a wave of folks who know you. Um, that is what I will ultimately say. Just make sure that your network is super rich, and then also be consistent with social media. I know a lot of
Mhm.
y'all may not want to engage. For me, myself, I don't like to sit online and talk. I don't pause to talk about my day. I be in my day.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how to do that. Like how y'all do that? Y'all you pause and you talk about okay, I'm walking down the street. Okay. I don't know.
It's
I'm trying to
it's
get with it. I'm trying to
it's
get with it.
it's like I can tell you like this. It's exhausting,
I bet.
and we all got 24 hours. Some of us got 27 hours because
Yeah.
that's what it feel like, and we constantly are working our brands because we see our pale counterparts doing it so effortlessly while we are busting our asses.
Well, you know what? That's a layered conversation. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of our pale friends, our cream fellows,
Mm-hmm.
they have more resources.
And
They also have
exactly.
more comfortable living sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
they live in a different society. They don't have the same type of uphill battle that we have. So mentally, we are on different wavelengths, and I get it. It sucks, which is why it's best for us to work together
Mm-hmm.
versus everybody trying to be Beyonce in the group. Everybody can't be Beyonce.
Or
Somebody got
David
to
Ruffin.
be right or David right. This is what we're not about to do. Or Diana Ross.
For
Like
real.
somebody is y'all the supremes. Stick back
Yeah.
there and earn and do your part. Everybody can be at the very top. You got people in the middle. You got people kind of at the bottom a little bit, but everyone is not going to be on the same level. You
Yeah.
have to really identify how far you're supposed to go, and you need to thrive in that space, literally,
Yeah.
versus looking at somebody else's place and, oh, I want to eat some of that too.
But see, a lot of people don't understand, even black people don't understand that we're not a monolith. So when they see someone else's success, they automatically assume that if they follow that same blueprint, they're going to get the same results when that's not how it works. You know, so a lot of times people don't understand the blueprint is different for everybody else. People can lay the foundation all they want, but the blueprint is different for everybody else.
The process is different. But I mean, I can sit here and make another Amazon and expect for me to have the same success as old buddy. Like
Right.
there's no such thing as a new idea, but there's a way to approach it. And honestly, this is why your network gotta be super vibrant. Why you think there are certain people that's super untalented, they can't sing, they can't rap, but they successful. They know how
Exactly.
to get people.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's a big part of it is knowing the right folks, and that means you got to get out from behind your computer. You got to go talk to people. You got to network, and it starts to make sense. Like 2 years in, it really makes sense. It gets so much easier because
Mm-hmm.
now you don't have now those people are talking about you in other places that you're not even in, and a domino effect just kicks in, and it makes it easier to grow.
Yeah. So, how do you see technology and digital platforms shaping the future of, literary and creative event spaces like yours?
Well, as you see, like there's more bookstores opening now more than ever before. Like 10 years ago, they was closing up shop. But I
Mm-hmm.
always knew that paperback books was never going to go extinct. Like people need to read, and if COVID ain't told us nothing, it told us this that we need people. So you're
Mm-hmm.
always going to need engagement. So always understand that. That's a big part of success is getting out there and talking to folks.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is always now going to also play in how we interact. But then you also have that virtual reality. I'm trying to see what that's going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years when it comes to books. I know we're going to be able to step into a book and be in it and actually experience the story. I can see it. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Now and we gotta cut out some parts of this because 10, 15 years from now when they do this, I'm gonna say, I said it first. Right here. But I can see it, right? I can really see like AI going that far with it and having these virtual reality, these virtual worlds where we can step into the coldest winter ever.
Mm-hmm.
We can step into Fly Girl, like, and we can be in the story.
It's a couple of authors' stories that I'm trying to step into, and it ain't on no
Uh oh.
PB shit.
I knew you was going there.
Her masterpiece, Mo Flames, Jaquel J. There's a lot. Cause I'm trying to see what that be like.
Well, you know what? Take a step into my book, Plain Jane. She not so plain. Part 1 and 2, Plain Jane.
Okay,
Yeah, I got books out, y'all. Y'all gotta go check out my
okay,
books too.
let's get into that. Now this is my bread and butter, cause I literally asked questions off the top of my head. So, girl, it was paining me trying to figure out how to be politically correct here.
Oh,
Um,
okay. What's up?
that's why I was asking you those because it was paining me. I was like, God damn. So let's
Hey,
talk
I
about
like
your
the
book.
challenge. Okay.
So you said you're an independent author or traditionally published author or a hybrid author.
Hybrid, because 9 months after my book came out, y'all, I landed a book deal without an agent.
Ooh, how
Only
the hell did you do that?
because I was aggressive and I was getting on people's nerves.
Well,
I was
that's
at every event you could think of. I was in every Yahoo chat group you could think of. Me and my errors, because I always had errors in my sentences. I don't know why y'all don't judge me. I was excited. I was typing too fast. But I was getting on folks' nerves. Like, I would go to these author events and they did not like me. And I would be walking up saying, howdy, hey, y'all. I was so young and naive. I just loved to be around people. And I was excited that I had these books out. And at this moment, I think I was promoting the Ultimate No No, and
mm,
the president of the FINA Books. She walked up to me, and I was. This is when I was also nominated for an award show at the African American Literary Awards.
mm,
I got to meet my idol Ed Jerome Dickey that year, and
mm.
here she comes, the acquisitions editor, and said, "Hey, I heard about this book, The Ultimate No No. Can you send it to me?" Now I'm heavy hustling right now, like a Texas girl. I'm in New York. I'm even on the corners of Brooklyn, learning how to sell on the streets. Like I'm out there, like saying book signing, come get your book, $10, people real loud, and I'm
Mm.
making money. I'm adjusting to the culture. And when she asked me this, I'm like, that's $15. That's what I said in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay, she the editor of Kings. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a book. But that was my first thought. And so I gave her a book, totally forgot about it. She hit me up about 3 months later and said, we need to offer you a deal. And they acquired the rights to the Ultimate No No, and that book was everywhere for like 2 straight years. I had readers all over the country. I was excited. And it just pushed me forward. And that's when I really pushed my independent company, Delphine Publications, forward and started bringing in other writers.
Mm.
And it grew, and it was one of the top earning independent publishing houses in the 2010s.
Mm.
I was able to quit my job. I dropped out of college. This is when I was 23, and I was making money. I was traveling. I was doing book signings. I was having a ball. I was. This is where the rock star came into play. I was a literary rock star. Wherever I went, I was having me a ball, and I mean, a couple balls. I was having fun and
So,
writing.
okay, two things. The first one, let me go to this question. Any advice, recommendations on finding a good literary agent? And Phoenix, who is one of my favorite fucking authors, she
Ah,
she said she published my first book. I'll forever be grateful.
yes, ma'am. Miss Phoenix Williams. I can't remember the first one. What was the first book? Fooling Around. I think Fooling Around was my first book that I published with Phoenix in 2012, 2013. One of them, I don't remember. Maybe 2015, 10 years ago, something like that. But yes, Phoenix Williams. Y'all gotta, and she also now has her independent publishing company, Phoenix Williams Publishing. And me and Phoenix used to hustle and go to these expos and these book signings, and we would hustle side by side. And you would think I was just one of the authors, but I used to travel with my authors as their publisher and promote them and sell their books. And we would just hustle together and build our names together and build our networks. But to answer the questions about the literary agent, finding a literary agent is the same way the approach you would take to find a publisher. You have to find the right the agent that is looking for books in your genre, manuscripts, and things that you wrote about. So they're going to tell you what they're looking for on their websites, and then they're going to tell you how you need to submit your manuscript to them. You have to follow their instructions, because the first thing they're going to do, if they see that you didn't follow instructions, they're just going to push it to the side, and they're going to give somebody the attention that did follow instructions. So
Mm.
you just have to follow. And I know that literary agents are always tweeting. They always tweeting looking for. You also can find them on Instagram talking about what they're looking. Follow the hashtag, I believe, MSW. Somebody in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, but they're always listing using that hashtag the types of manuscripts they're looking for, and then going to book festival events. Agents are there. They are literally there. If you can find a way to set up a table Thank you, Phoenix. It's MSWL. So hashtag MSWL. Search that on Twitter or what's now called X. And agents are always listing what they're looking for. But yeah, so and there's a lot of resource websites that list literary agents. Publishing houses too, if you go on their website, you'll see a title that says acquisitions editor. Acquisitions mean they're the one that's acquiring the stories. They're the ones that's bringing the stories onto the label. So those are the people that you can email and talk to. But going to festivals and being in a room and talking to people and having conversations is key because a lot of agents get submissions online, but imagine how many people shake their hands in person. Not a lot.
Mm.
So I would just make an effort to be in a room with them and go to these different festivals and these conferences and connect with people.
So let me ask you, with the rise on the internet, with a lot of the readers turning their hobbies into businesses, whether it's editing, whether it's PR and things like that, how important is that to see that now?
Oh, it's very important. I love the fact that everybody is quitting their job. I used to tell it to people all the time. Like, quit your job. Like, well, you don't want to go to work? Okay, don't. If you're not going to quit your job, if you're going to just keep going doing things you don't want to do, then please don't walk around with attitude. I don't like when people do that. When they're upset about life or upset about their choices and they're not changing their choices, but they giving us the attitude. Stop doing that. That's a no one. If you're going to put together the effort and the steps to actually pursue some dreams, some goals, it's going to come with some stuff. This is
Mm-hmm.
why everybody's not an entrepreneur. It's going to come with sacrificing. You got
Mm-hmm.
to learn business. You can turn hobbies into profitable businesses, but if you're not establishing and creating a system and a structure for your business, if you're not understanding how to even build business credit so you ain't got to spend your own money, our cream fellow friends, they be starting businesses with other folks' money. We
They
need
do.
to start business with other folks' money. So figure out a way to work on your credit, business credit. There are some banks you credit cards for your business because your business may not have credit to start with. Go get you a secure business credit card and figure out a way and study that and be financially literate. Also have business sense and understand how to scale your creativity. So if you do arts and craft, you can also host little parties around it. You can sell your items. You can take on personal clients. You can do consulting. Just think about different ways that you can scale all the things that you know how to do, and then sit down and create a process for all of those things. Like if you're bringing on clients, you got to onboard them, and you want to invoice them, and you want to have formal agreements with them. Kind of break down and write down what that process is. And nowadays, Chat GPT is here, so ain't no excuse to where you can't figure out, well, what's the steps, what's the process. Ask Chat GPT. She talks to you like a regular person. She'll
Mm.
tell you exactly what those steps are. She's smart. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no excuse. Like, it's sitting right there on the internet, y'all. So if you're gonna start being the reason why I say create a process and a system, because without that you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Without structure and an organization, it's gonna be complete chaos, and you're gonna miss the parts where you could be making money. You're gonna miss the parts where you was overspending. Like, you're gonna miss the parts of your business that's the part that's not working, because you don't want to be doing the part that's not working. You want to put all your energy towards what's getting you some money. So just be smart about it. Once you start that hobby or once you start that business, it is a business. Treat it as such. Understand all these moving parts that you're supposed to have, the appropriate certificates and the appropriate registration. Get you an accountant. Do your like, come on, folks, let's do this the right way, and then provide service, please. Please don't provide no shitty service. I hate when black folks start a business and then the service is shitty. Please don't do that.
So how do you what advice do you can give to authors, because you mentioned that the shitty business practice? What advice can you give to authors or film writers or actors or whatever, script writers, to avoid these shady practices, these shady individuals who they'll say, oh, I'm an editor, and don't edit shit and give you the same script back, or I'm a PR
Oh,
person, and they don't PR shit. They don't manage shit. They don't do shit. They just shit. So what advice do you give them?
I'm in Atlanta and everybody is a celebrity. This is a celebrity that. That's something getting on my nerves. And they ain't style no celebrity. How you are able to pinpoint? First of all, right here, stop being cheap
Mm,
because you're gonna get what you pay for.
mm-hmm.
You'll have people that, and then also too, if you're going to pay for something, hold that person accountable. I have a media company. I manage artists. I've managed their brands for at least 6 to 9 months at a time. I
Mm-hmm.
would drop a client if they're not responsive. I would drop a client if they're not doing their part. Because the first thing that client gonna do is say, I took their money because they book ain't successful. As soon as they book ain't successful, as soon as they film ain't successful, now all of a sudden I stole from them. So I like to provide good service. I like to over communicate with my clients because I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna make sure that you can't say that I did not do the things that I said I was gonna do in our agreement. When you pay for something and you receive an assignment, you also have to match that energy. You got to be responsible. You have to do your part as well too. So just because you paid for a bill, just don't mean here make me famous and rich. It don't work like that. So
Okay.
those are the top two things I want people to truly understand when it comes to business. And then if you are the business owner, please have integrity within
Yeah.
yourself. And that is a personal trait. Like have some integrity. Put out good karma,
Mm-hmm.
good juju. Like we don't
Mm-hmm.
like just do people the same way that you want people to do you. And that is my advice. I think it's pretty simple.
That makes sense, and that's just true to what it is. Now, um, can you tell me what 2025's award show is going to look like, and also the Black Writers Weekend for 2025?
Ooh, so we are releasing a documentary on the origin of the festival. It's going to be a 4-part series, unscripted. You get to see footage that I've never released before, stuff from over the years, from my personal archives. Like it's going to be in this documentary, and I feel like it's going to be one of my best projects I've ever did. It's actually my second documentary as well. My first one is Traces of Mika. It's on Tubi. Y'all go check it out. Shameless plug. Um, so we're gonna release that. So our documentary is gonna be called Sweet 16 because that was my 16th year producing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the festival itself will all be virtual this year because we are actually shopping. Did I say the festival? The award show. We'll be shopping the award show. So the award show will be virtual this year. We're actually getting ready to open up nominations before at the end of January. So that is actually about to hit social media. So I want you guys to definitely go to the AAMBCawards.com and prepare your nominations. We'll also have graphics and stuff that artists can download so they can use to tell people to nominate them. So that's starting in January, and then we'll do a virtual live stream show with authors and celebrity friends. So all that's going to be live streamed. And the actual festival this year will be July 31st through August 2nd, and that'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. And we will be returning with over 70 speakers. It'll be 2.5 days this year. We'll have dozens of workshops. We'll have market hours so people can go and shop the market. We'll have our pitch fest where you can still pitch your manuscripts and your scripts. And we'll have some social. We're going to do a block party this year as well. So it's going to be super fun. Everything is going to be all about books. We're going to be having more conversation about AI and tech this year as well. And we're also giving out more grant money this year.
Gotta love money. Gotta love that money. So I just want to say thank you for coming on, and I'm finna speak this into existence for myself that I will
Okay.
be hosting a panel at Black Writers Weekend. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You know, for being a black woman with a podcast via TikTok,
Where you at? What's the city you in?
Chicago.
Oh, okay. And I just spent like not just, but I spent a week in Chicago gaining about 8 pounds. But we're gonna talk about it. Girl, Chicago food is my kryptonite.
Who
Lord.
you telling? That's why I said I'll never lose this bag.
And then, right.
Nephews.
You keep mentioning my shoulders. Now I can't really tell because you got the little hoodie on. But we gonna see when you come to Black Riders Weekend.
We gonna see by then I'll probably be lifting weights again. So my shoulders gonna be big, but they're gonna be muscular.
They're gonna be muscle. Okay, well we gonna speak it. We claiming it.
But
Muscle
that is my goal. One of my goals that I have set is to be a moderator or be on a panel for the Black Writers Weekend and to win an award for
I'll
podcast.
speak it. Speak it.
So
Oh
I'm
yeah, because we
speaking
do
that
have
in
we got a
existence.
podcast category. Yep.
So
Okay. I like it.
I'm speaking that into existence. So
And
I'm just letting you know
and
that
if you come, you gotta be live. You gotta be live on TikTok when you come. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to get this camera to work next time because I don't understand why it never worked for me.
because you got to have a certain amount of
I
followers.
told you don't put us on blast like that.
But you keep saying it, and I got to tell you the truth.
If I got a little amount of followers, don't they want to know that I'm real? They should let me on the camera.
Girl, TikTok don't care about that.
Okay, so y'all help us get our followers up. So y'all tell folks to follow Black Riders Weekend.
You just gotta get the followers up. You can get it up to 500 to 600, and then you can go live. And once you go live like a few times, then you'll have no problems.
Well, you know what? TikTok did just release that on the 19th they will absolutely shut down in the United States. But Trump started this conversation to ban TikTok. Now he's talking about don't ban it. So he gets in the office on the 20th. So let's see if he's gonna bring it back.
Girl, at this point, I'm so sick of these apps. But the only good part about it is a way that readers are able to be in touch with the authors and programs like yours. The question is, does your program do anything with editors?
Be more specific because we do have editors there, and we also have editors in our staff team. So what specifically? Like editors are acquiring manuscripts for
She's a indie author and traditionally published editor. She does development editing. She has her own business.
Oh, yes. So to answer your question, yes, had editors present workshops, and that gives you an opportunity to showcase your services. So yes, because oftentimes writers don't even understand there's different types of editing, and they don't even understand the type of editing a manuscript needs. So we've had conversations and workshops around editing.
Okay. That answer your question, Tylee? Yes, I really want to grow my network. She's an amazing editor, so that's what I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. But
Okay.
I appreciate you for coming. Oh wait. Phoenix says she has a question. What's the question, Phoenix? I told y'all this the one time I'm gonna actually look at the questions in the comments. How much do you love me? Jesus.
Girl. Well, first of all, join me in wishing Phoenix a happy birthday because her birthday's tomorrow, I think.
What?
Yes. Happy birthday, Phoenix.
Happy birthday.
I'm about to actually. I'm gonna when we hang up, I'm gonna sing you a song that's gonna show just how much I love you.
Lord Jesus. When I talked to her, I was so nervous because, like, I'm literally a big fan of hers.
Oh, look at the figure. You got fans, girl.
I was a big
Don't
fan.
forget about me when you walking in red carpets and you got them TV deals and stuff. That's what we're not gonna do. I will show up on set and I will set it off. Yes, I threatened her on TikTok.
Yeah, funny. But no, I appreciate you. And from one black woman to another, I just feel like this is the reason why a lot of us do it, so that we can help each other. And seeing you do what you do just really motivates me to continue on doing what I'm doing.
And
And
I appreciate you saying that, and I thank you so much for even thinking of me. I'm always very appreciative when people just want to have a conversation around the work that I do. And without your support, because I thought all Booktalk people they banned me. I didn't think y'all like me. I'm like, ooh, a lie? Yes. I didn't even think that I was gonna get roasted or it was an ambush. I just knew that it was gonna be all love. So thank
no,
you.
So I look. The one thing you're gonna learn about Storm is I give two shits about what another motherfucker think, and
Okay.
Storm do what Storm want to do. I can have a intelligent conversation, and I can also be hood. So you can pick and choose your poison. So can't nobody on this here interweb tell me to do shit.
I know that's right. Thank you, Storm.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So I just once again want to say thank you, and I hope everybody checks out their page.
Yeah, follow me and stuff.
Get them numbers up. Also go to their Instagram.
Yep, Black Writers Weekend on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Threads. And then blackwritersweekend.com. Author tables are now open. They are first come, first serve. So when they sell out, please don't be DMing us, asking us, can we open it back up? No, we can put you on the wait list. So I'm just saying. So if you want to get a table, you need to go in there now and get it because they will not be reopening once they close. And also if you want to be a pitch a project, that is also open, but they close up when they get full. Like we can't have 500 folks pitching. So if you want to pitch, you got to go ahead and register. So I would encourage to register ASAP. It again is July 31st through August 2nd. Don't miss out on that. And if you're in Atlanta, we're going to start our monthly events next month downtown in the Edgewood district, right next door to Slutty Vegan, actually. So,
One more question.
uh-huh.
There's a lot of authors on here that are interracial romance authors. They're black authors that do a black individual being loved by someone other than black. And one of the authors, Jay Neal, which has an amazing book series, The Gideon Brothers, she wants to know, is it IR friendly?
I'm glad you told me what IR means because that was my next question. Uh, like what that mean? What we talking about? But yes, you absolutely is absolutely open to that. We are not and we're not exclusive. We're inclusive. So you'll see white folks on our panel. You'll see Hispanic folks on our panels as well. Because again, I like to invite our allies and people of different cultures so that we can have conversations with them and the word gets out. We can't always just be talking to each other about our experiences. We understand our experiences. We got to talk to other folks. So you're absolutely open and welcome. We're open to all genres, and I mean all genres, as long as they know gruesome, violating stuff. You're welcome to come. Come with good energy because I will. If you show your ass, I'm gonna show my ass right there with you. I had to do it last year. I don't play about being disrespecting in person. I'm telling you, you can do that on social media with your thumbs, not in our face. So please come with good love, good energy, and come with your books. It does not matter what you write, and come in comfortable shoes. Because if when I see you sitting down, the next thing I'm gonna say is, "Why you sitting down? Get up." I've done that plenty of time, all the time, because I need y'all to get up, talk, network, love on each other, connect, talk about your project. I need you to advocate for yourself.
And does that answer your question, Solar Black? Because I saw that you said same question
Alien.
about alien romance erotica.
So now I'm about to really ask another question.
And
So they doing it to aliens?
yes, it's called speculative fiction.
Really?
Speculative fiction is a genre that deals with sci-fi, fantasy, paranormals.
I guess it kind of makes it if somebody was doing it to a vampire or like a werewolf or something like that. So it's an
But
alien.
that's supernatural and paranormal. Speculative fiction is more like your Star Trek, your Star Wars, stuff like that.
So
There
we
is,
actually had a whole panel on that genre.
mm-hmm. So that I mean,
That's Phoenix doing that. See, Phoenix also helps with a lot of our programming as well too. Because again, I'm the this is my baby, and yes, I bring everybody together, but I so much focus on getting the people in the room and getting us the dollar signs we need so we can continue to produce the event. And I have my team that works on the actual subject matters, like our topics and our panels and all that. And we actually had speculative fiction, and I want to say a couple of them were nominated at the award show. But we have genres dedicated to all sorts of genres. We have panels dedicated to all sorts of genres. So I just never heard anybody say alien romance. I've never heard it said like that. That caught me off guard.
I'm a speculative fiction type person, so I love all that shit.
Okay, I want to tell me a book to read.
Besides Phoenix and Solar,
Yeah,
well, Solar Black, she has an orc series.
orc.
Orc, like ORC, orcs, and
Okay.
they knocking the sonic coins out of somebody.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they're short books, but yeah, you have Nikki Clark. She has an alien series. It's a Black Women Off World series. Uh,
Okay.
you have shit. It's a lot. you
I
have
know.
it's
It's a lot. It used to be so easy to keep up with authors 15 years ago, but that's not the case. It's a lot of folks.
You have Masterpiece. She has, even though she writes contemporary romance and urban fiction, she has a sci-fi series called Forevermore, which is like top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Top tier. You know, so it's plenty of paranormal authors out here. Not a lot of speculative fiction authors per se, because not everybody's gonna be the next Octavia Butler.
True.
You know, so but it's a lot out here. It's just they're indie. They're indie authors.
Yeah, it's not highly put out there, but again, we can have conversations about that. Phoenix, let's talk about that. Some of these genres that need more attention.
They do. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I talk about it all the time. It's so many, and that's the reason why I do this, because there's so many genres and so many authors and so many. It's not enough platforms for them, and a lot of them don't know how to market themselves, and a lot of them do have anxiety and stuff like this. And this is an easy way to get them to break out of that, so they can start marketing themselves.
Yep. And honestly, this is what we when it comes to the social gatherings, we have these games that forces people to talk to each other.
Mm.
Like it's the perfect way to get, and then also too, again, if you're in Atlanta, we're gonna have open mic settings, so it allows authors to do these small readings of these books, and you get to really kind of test the waters and build your confidence in public speaking.
Mm. Yeah, see, I like that. I really like, and this is why I say I'm speaking all this shit into existence, because I for one, I want.
Yeah.
I'm speaking it into existence because I, for one, really, 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 really want to do this. So,
Look, it's Phoenix right there in Chicago. I don't know if she's gonna be driving down or flying down, but Phoenix, maybe we should put together a party bus from Chicago to Atlanta. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I just, I like talking about indie authors. So it's just, my thing is they don't get the flowers that they deserve, and they be looked at like they're looked at like the stepchildren.
They are, but that's the root of why this organization was started. It was to amplify Black writers, especially those that was independent. For several years, all I focused on was independent. You had to be. That was a criteria. Now we have so many mainstream writers and independent writers. Now it's a blended pool.
Yeah,
we blended, and also too to get those influencers and to get that sponsorship and that support. They want to see who coming. Yeah. So we blend the popular people and we blend the newcomers, and we make it beneficial for everybody.
But yeah, I'm trying to put my hat in the ring. Okay.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. Okay. And there go Masterpiece right there. Yeah, her Forevermore series, top tier.
Hey, Masterpiece. I like that author with Masterpiece.
Oh, her books are off the chain. Off the chain. Between her, Mo, J. Nick, I could name so many. Can you write so many fucking authors? It's so many that are here. Like can you write, for instance? She is an IR author, interracial romance author. She's a 6-figure author, selling. And she travels the world as a nomad with her family. And anytime she gets an inspiration for a book, she goes to that country.
Nice.
And she's been doing this for a long time. She started out the mud with nothing. Got out the military.
This is Solar Black?
No, this is Kenya Wright. She is an amazing author, amazing, and she's always about uplifting other authors. She is an amazing author, and
Oh,
she, and she does not have a traditionally published deal. She has an agent, but she does not have a deal because she says she does not want to be traditionally published. And she makes six figures. She says it all the time. She's like, I made six figures, but you know what? I'm gonna keep writing the way I want to write.
well, when you make six figures, you don't really need a publisher. You will only get a publisher just to increase your visibility because publishers get your books in places that you can't independently. They handle all that manpower, which is a beautiful thing to have that support. So if she ever want to do that, it's only just to amplify her name. But when you make it six figures, you don't really need, you know. But if you want to expand that readership, publishing can come in handy.
And she has a cult following. Yeah.
Okay, tune in now. I'm start following you so I can see what we talking about.
Well, if
More
you
connected.
following me, you gonna see a lot of book reviews. And see, unlike other book reviewers that do like one or two, I pull out like 30 a day. I mean, 30
Dang.
for 1 week. In 1 week, I'll do 30 book reviews because I read so much. And so I try to do reviews. If it's not once, twice, or three times a month, it'll be like 30 reviews of different authors that I've read.
Nice.
Hence why I should be on a panel.
Yeah, and that's probably why we need to bring you to the fold. Look. Speaking to existence, you come down, we're gonna put you to work for sure.
Hey, I'm trying to be like you. Yes, ma'am.
Nuh-uh. Like just be with me.
I'm with you all the way. All the way with you. So I ain't gonna keep you long because I do have some reviews that I need to get out. I've been saying this for the last 4 days, but I keep going back reading goddamn books.
Well,
So
you know what? I definitely appreciate you. What you are doing, you are like the root of what makes authors successful. The reason why we actually do it. And we have to have readers. You're starting conversations. It's how authors are discovered. So I thank you so much for doing your part, for amplifying us, sharing our stories, making sure that we have visibility and we are seen. I truly appreciate you. I'm sending good vibes, and I want you to have a happy year.
I plan on doing it this year, letting myself be happy. And I
Yeah.
hope you have a happy and successful year.
Yes, ma'am. I receive it. I absolutely receive it, and I claim it.
All right. So and also, if you could send me your book again, the name of your book, so I can go read it.
Yeah, add it to your to be read list.
Girl, if you send me a book, I'm gonna read it regardless. I don't have a TBR no more. I just read.
I love that. All right.
I'm over that TBR shit.
Yeah, I follow you. You save some money too. Absolutely, because these networks or these streaming platforms almost like cable TV back in the day.
Mm, look, I just got a distribution thing through Amazon Video to have my podcast on Amazon Video.
Oh, really?
I did, yeah, and Apple TV, but I haven't figured out how I'm gonna work with it. I
Mm.
got the deal. I just don't. I haven't got the logistics yet. I got myself in the door. I'm still working on it,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was the most important thing for me, just getting in the door.
Of course, because once you get into the door, then what?
Yeah, now I got to make this goddamn plane. I did the intro. I got myself in there. Now I gotta work out the rest of the
Yeah,
logistics.
make the plan plain. Don't make it too complex. Make it very simple, attainable, realistic, and you'll get it done.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try
You will.
because, well, this is why I had to quit school because I had to. It was either go back to school or not do what I dreamed I wanted to do. So some had to give. So I dropped out of school to do this.
I'm excited. Okay, drop out. I'm gonna drop out too.
Nah.
What?
Why you gonna drop out?
No, no, I did drop out. I dropped out at 23.
You
I ain't went back to school since. I ain't went back to no classroom. And I ain't clocked into nobody's job.
I think once I finished with the military, and then I only went to college to get my first degree because of my father to become a
Okay.
doctor. But I didn't see myself being a doctor because my bedside manner. You say something wrong to me, I'm liable to put you really deep into the hospital because I'm gonna punch shit out your ass.
Not first degree, so you got a degree.
Hmm.
And you in the military. Girl, you said you good. Do what you want to do.
So I was going back to school because I was going to open a dispensary here in Illinois. So I wanted the business degree that they offer here for cannabis,
Mm-hmm.
but it was taking too much of my time.
Right.
And I
Instead of
had,
the stuff that you want to do.
right, so I have goals that I really want to do this year and next year, and if I continue with school, I could not do them.
And school ain't going nowhere.
It ain't, and I'm still gonna
You
be
go
paying
back,
those
you go
loans.
back.
I'm still gonna be paying them school loans. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it is what it is. So at this point, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, we all come here the same. We all gonna leave the same.
fact.
And that's one thing that everybody got in common. We all gonna leave the same. It's what you do in between time that's gonna make the most sense. So enjoy yourself. Do the things that you want to do. Do it smart. Find a good balance to balance it all. And that's it. It's not no rocket science.
Yeah, facts. That's
Yeah,
true. That's true. I mean, I'm happy with my decision. I'm less tired. So
I bet.
there's that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I be going to sleep with all teeth be showing. I be just be smiling, happy. Like I am happy. Thank you, Lord. The Lord has been good to me. Like just do the stuff that you want to do. And like if you walking around and you unhappy, you got a frown on your face, you with somebody you don't want to be, you at a job that you don't want to go to, like your family get on your nerves, move around, change it. Focus on the steps to make it work and change it.
That's true.
Credit.
But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
All
And
right, darling. I have enjoyed you.